Do you think of an accumulator or Acca as a difficult bet to pull off? Do you load your legs with 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1 or even higher price selections hoping to pull off that big one? In this video I want to discuss what an Acca is, but also I want to show you how to turn it on its head to make it a really useful bet instead of one that is difficult to pull off. So let's get on with it. Hi, my name is Malcolm. If you don't know me, then I have been creating software for the betting industry for over 20 years. But I've also have a collection of data for horse racing, greyhounds and football to build strategies and statistics upon. So I have a horse racing database of over 1 million records. I have a greyhound race database of over 1 million records, and I even have a football database. And all that allows me to look at statistics and find ways to profit from those sports. But in this video I want to discuss the Acca, what it is and how we're going to use it. So basically a bookie will show you an Acca in this way. So basically we put a £1 bet on, and let's just choose a price of 2 to 1, which the decimal price is free, but it's the same as 2 to 1. Okay, so we win and we get back £2, but we also get back our stake. This is the way the bookie describes it, and we win free. So on our next bet we put 3, again at 2 to 1, we win 6. So with our stake returned, we actually win £9. And on our last bet we actually stake with £9, we win at 2 to 1 again, we make 18 plus our stake back, and the bookie will describe that as 27, but minus your £1 stake, so that would be £26. So basically you turn £1 into £26. That's the way the bookie will describe it. Now there's a couple of things here that you want to think about. Now, bookies love Accas, but why? I mean, really, looking at it, you know, all you have to do is find 3 2 to 1 winners and you turn £1 into £27. I mean, that's a good bet on any day of the week. But let's have a actual look at your chances of actually pulling that off. Okay, so what is a 2 to 1 chance of winning? Well, if we take the decimal odds, okay, and what I do is I just click here. And if we take 100 and divide it by the decimal odds, of 3, I'll get this right in a minute, of 3, okay, we've got a 33% chance of winning. So individually on those bets, they all give us a 33% chance of winning. But that's not quite how it works, because as with any winning streak, it gets harder and harder to win 3 in a row. So if we add 3, or if we times 3 by 3 by 3, we get 27, won't we? So if we just calculate that just to double check, 3 times 3 times 3, I'm teaching you how to use a spreadsheet at the same time, we get 27. But what does that actually mean? Well, if we take 100 and divide it by that 27, we get 3.7% chance of pulling off that bet. So even at 2 to 1, it's not an easy bet to pull off. But can we use Acca in a different way? Do we need to make these big bets? Do we need to make this amount of money every time we try and bet? I don't think we do, and I think that's a point that a lot of people miss in betting. And what I want to do is show you how I think that you can actually profit from betting in the long term if you use time and consistency, and it will show you that you don't need these big winners and stuff like that. But what I want to do is I'm going to show you that, then I'm going to show you how we can use an Acca to make these small amounts every day, or as often as you can, to grow your stakes and grow your bank. So let's first of all have a quick look at the spreadsheet and see how we can use smaller bets. Okay, so this spreadsheet's been set up. So basically we start with a £1 stake. And what we're aiming to do is make 50% of our stake on every target. Now that could be a daily thing, or it could take you a few days to reach half your stake. I don't know, that will depend on you, how you select and that kind of thing. But if we just took this as maybe a daily target, so we started today with a £1 stake and we managed to go out there, find a couple of, you know, odds on winners and made some profit, then we can carry on down and do this each day. So if we made, say, 50 pence and we took 5% of that and put it onto our stake the next day, now we're up to a little bit more. And if we keep doing that, over time, that builds up your stake. Now, let's just take a year. Let's just say over 365 days you manage to do that every day. Now, don't put those comments going, oh, you won't be able to do that. It's a theory, okay? But it's not like we're trying to win a big Acca or we're trying to win a 10-to-1 winner. We're trying to look for odds-on favourites or odds-on selections where we can possibly win 50% of our stake, and using an Acca we can do it with even less. So let's have a quick look first. But if we went the full 365 days, we just get stupid money. You wouldn't be able to, well, you might be able to find somewhere to bet with that, but you probably wouldn't. Most people that I know or that I deal with want to make 5, 10, 50, £100 a day, okay, or somewhere around that. And that's possible down here. So even if it took you a year to get to that, just by continually, you'll lose some but you'll win more, and you gradually make a little bit more, you can build up your stakes. Where people miss out on this, I think, is they go for those big winners instead of looking at the smaller winners where they have more chance to win. And we're going to discuss natural system if you stay tuned near to the end of this video, and I'll show you how we can actually find these selections every day on horse racing. Okay, so anyway, that's one way you could do it. So let's go back with that in mind to an Acca. Now, finding one runner or one football match or one tennis match or one over goal market or one something every day where you could win 50% of your stake would probably, you've got to admit, would probably be easier in trying to find a 2-to-1 winner or 3-to-1 winner or 5-to-1 winner. And there will be people actually watching this to go, oh yeah, odds on winners are easy to find. And you've probably heard that as well when people have been tipping and giving odds on tips, and people are going, oh, odds on winners are easy to find, there's no value in that, and all the rest of it. Now, there's no value in it if you don't know how to make money from it. Value is just a way of making money. So let's go back and let's look at this from an Acca point of view, and we're going to run a 2 Acca, and all we want to do is get to half a point a day. So if we took that one to 0 and we put 1.21 in here and 1.21, okay, you can see immediately that that's just about half of our Acca. In fact, I like to do this a different way, so I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. Okay, so basically we're going to change let's say 1.22. I think that'll probably get closer to where we want to be, 1.22. Okay, so you can imagine that is a real odds on winner. Okay, and that gets us pretty close to our half a point a day. We might have to find a 1.24 and a 1.24. So, but you can imagine a 1.24. What does that give you? So if we take that 100 and divide it by 1.24, that's finding a selection that you've got an 80% chance of winning in, not a 33% chance or 10% chance or something like that. It's finding 2 selections where you get an 80% chance of winning. Now, it's only 2 selections. If you times 1.24 by 1.24, you get 1.24 times by 1.24, you get 1.537. So if we divide 100 by that, divide by, so we still, over those 2 bets, got 65% chance of pulling off, not a 3.27% chance. And all we need is that every day, and to accumulate that every day, to get to where we want. So let's go to the third part of this video then, and let's talk about actually how do we find those kind of winners. Now, obviously there's football markets out there. You might know how to do the over 0.5 goal market when it reaches 1.2 or 1.25 or something like that. There are odds on favourites, home teams that often win their matches. I mean, I'm not a big football fan, but there are ways to do that. There's a horse racing, there's the place market. This kind of, when you go to these types of prices, you open up all kinds of markets that you wouldn't have thought about before, because your actual thought about it is, there's no money in those markets. you know, there's no value there, and you know you're not going to make money from them. But if you take it that you only have to make half 50% of your stake every day, these markets open up to you, and they have a lot more value is if you can win on them. It's not about doing every one at 1.24 every day. It's selecting 2 markets at 1.24 every day and doing the research on those markets. But let's go to a tool of mine which is called PR ratings. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use PR ratings to find some selections. Now this is just an idea and one that might be useful to you, maybe not, but let me show you anyway. What we're going to do is we're going to select place races because we want to see place. We are going to go down and we are going to select favourites, so BSP ranked number ones, and we're going to base the price on the BSP place market, and we're going to bring this back down to 2, so we are under 2. Okay, and what we're going to do is just to add a little bit to it, we're going to use first to third last time out. In other words, they either came first, second or third last time out, and so we're going to update that. Okay, so that's kind of our criteria for finding place selections. Okay, now if we come down, this is just updating now. There's normally quite a few records. I may have, yeah, so we're looking at 22 to 25. So there's no profit on following them all. Obviously there isn't, but that's not what we want to do. We just need 1 or 2 selections every day. So we've got about a 68.24% strike rate. Okay, so let's have a look at yesterday and see what the results were. Now, it wasn't a particularly good day of racing yesterday. We're going through a cold weather snap, and we keep losing meetings and stuff like that. So we've got mainly an AW meeting in the evening. So we've got a 9-runner race. Oh, actually, what I do is I bring in the place prices. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Just let that update quickly. Okay, so came first 1.31 place price on a 9-runner race, so that would have been the 3 place price probably. That would have been too low, that would have been too low, but that one would have been there as well, first at 1.95. So you've got your 2 there at a lot better price than 1.21. Okay, let's just go back one more day just to finish off the video. So if we go back to the 28th and we come down, let's see what else we can find. Okay, and this is without really looking into depth into every selection. So 1.24, that's about what we want. 9-runner race, result first. That would have been too low. 1.63, first again, so that would have been a 2 Acca, and probably more than half a point. Result second in the 11-runner race, so 1.54. Second at 1.39, so there's another Acca. 1.68 second in a 5-runner race. So on Betfair that would have won a 2. You would have got a 2 place on Betfair. Whether you wanted to be on that race or not, I don't know. There's another one here at 1.88 and it came third, which would have been fine. And this is interesting because this is an 8-runner race. On Betfair you would get 4 places. It wouldn't have been 1.71 on the 4 place, I doubt. But it did come 4th, so you could have probably got somewhere around 130, 120. So I'm not sure that would have been in or not. 1.16 a bit low. There's 10-runner race there. 1.48 came third. 1.21 dead on what we want, came first. 1.39 came first. 1.97 came first. 9-runner race third. 1.56. So you can see that these are available all the time, and they're not that difficult to find without too much work out. In fact, you know, all we've looked at is first to third last time out. They're the favourites on those markets, and kind of gone from there. But you know, you might want to dig in deeper to that. But you only need 2 of these a day to make half a point, or if you go for 2 Accas, or even if we go back to the Acca sheet. if we found another one, say 1.24, then we're up to 85, and if we go 1.24 again, we're up to 1.27 or £1.27, so that's well over a point. So it's just a matter of searching for those low priced opportunities. But there's one. I know it's not going to be the same every single day, but you kind of just have to kind of perfect what you're looking for and see what you can come up with. But you know, over the last 2 days there's been plenty of winners, and generally, I mean, the racing's been quite difficult the last couple of months because of the cold weather and that kind of thing, but you know, they are there and they can be found. So hopefully that's been useful to you. You can see how you can use a very low priced Acca instead of a large priced Acca to still make a profit on the betting markets. If you look at the description below, there's a couple of freebies you can look for. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.